to MadScientist the XLab, the MadScientist XLab. I'm here on Young Breezy's Impact Series. He asked me to do, within 4 minutes or so, a quick video of how Yu-Gi-Oh has impacted my life. I want to thank him first of all for allowing me on his channel, and I just want to say, hey, great opportunity. Well, how's Yu-Gi-Oh impacted my life? First of all, how did I get into Yu-Gi-Oh? I first got into Yu-Gi-Oh by, just on Saturday morning, just happened to look at the cartoons, and there was this crazy anime thing that was on. It was called Yu-Gi-Oh. I was like, what is this? Young cat with a big old medallion, pyramid medallion and everything else, and he's grinding Yu-Gi-Oh and all that kind of stuff, Forget about the sound effects. And so I just began to watch the anime, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And so then, I'm also what you call a checker player, chess player, checker player, really. It's called pool checkers. I played at my job. And I like strategy games, strategy games, all kinds. I used to like Monopoly, Risk, and all other kind of stuff. Strategy games on a computer. And then I just happened to go to my local video game store, the GameStop, or wherever it was back then. And I just going through the games, and I happened to see something called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Rose. I passed it by, but something in my mind said, go back and pick it up. So maybe a week later, I went to go pick it up, and I began to play it. And I got hooked on Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only was I watching anime, now I'm playing, the game. It was not the same thing. But later on, here comes, the Tag Force series. And I was like, oh, this is just like, the game and everything else. So I got hooked on it. This has led me into looking on YouTube, and just out of sheer curiosity, looking up, putting in Yu-Gi-Oh! And here comes, all these channels, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Papa, I'm sorry, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, Mega Capital G, Pro Winston, and a bunch of other channels. I can't remember who else it was. And I just began to, just kind of Galactic God, I just kind of looked at some of the channels, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it piqued my curiosity about Yu-Gi-Oh! But it wasn't until, because I actually quit playing for a long time. It was taking too much of my time, playing on the video game. I was taking that PSP almost everywhere I went, worked everywhere. And I decided one day, to go online. I first tried DN, didn't like DN. Then I found, Dev Pro, well, actually Percy 18. And I began to play the game there, and my nephew and I, we would play. He calls himself the Watt Keeper, and he was like, let's start a channel. So we started a channel together, and as we, began to play and everything else, I was like, well, the channel name was, first of all, it was Your Yu-Gi-Oh! Papa. He was a Watt Keeper. He liked Watts, games, decks like that. I was a little bit more into the game than he was. And then after that, I tried another name, Dr. Yugi Science Lab, which is cool, but I wanted something a little bit more crazy. And plus, I was having some problems with some of the Facebook stuff and connections and everything else. So I went with MadScientist XLab, and the only reason why I'm the XLab or the X7 XLab, whatever not, is because the way that you input your names and stuff. So it was the channel I have is a family-friendly channel. That's why there's no cussing, anything like that on it. I just wanted, a parent walks by when the kid's watching, say, oh, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. He just got some crazy deck ideas, and that's what my channel is all about: inspiration and deck ideas. So once again, I want to thank Young Breezy 961 for allowing me on his channel, and this is the Impact Series. Thanks again. Like, comment, subscribe. Check my channel out. It's all by inspiration. I'm out.